Orlando Bautista, Brigadier General Rene Glenn Pae, the officers and men, personnel of the First Scout Ranger Regiment, ladies and gentlemen. I have a prepared speech. It's just 2 pages. Karami kong medalyang binigay, tapos ito lang ang pang... Maybe I'll just read the last paragraph para naman awa naman yung taong gumawa nito. Hindi to akin. This is the last paragraph of the speech. Our people depend on the military and the government to give them the stable, orderly, and prosperous nation they desired for so long. So let us remain united as we continue to combat the persistent threats of terrorism, extremism, and lawlessness. Let us stand firm and resolute as we work hand in hand for lasting peace and meaningful change in our country. Again, happy anniversary to the First Scout Ranger Regiment. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Ayun, ito yung totoo ngayon. I just signed proclamation, what the number, terminating the talks in Norway between the Communist Party of the Philippines, NDF, and PA with the government. As it was shaping up during our talks, I already noticed the trend of the thoughts of the other side. And when I summed it all, reading from all previous working papers, it would sound like a coalition government. That is why I said in the previous days, I cannot give you what I do not own. And certainly, a coalition government with the Republic of the Philippines is pure nonsense. And I said, well, let it not be said that I did not try to reach out to them. For after all, during the campaign, my promise to the people of the Philippines was that I would suppress corruption in government. And I am hell-bent on doing it. And I have fired so many of them, mostly my friends who joined me in the campaign or who were with me in 1988 when I won the mayorship of Davao City. Sabi ko sa kanila, sinabi ko na sa inyo, you can do anything except, graft is really something which has been pulling down us all these years. Every government that passed this country has had a component of corruption in every administration. I do not promise you heaven, but I have promised the people of the Philippines a good life, a comfortable one. Hanggang dyan lang ako. It may not really be something in terms of money, but the satisfaction of the people and seeing that the government is working for them and that their money is not wasted and it is accounted for. And I am strict on this. As a matter of fact, the Undersecretary sa budget dyan sa Malacanang, well, I fired him last week for simple corruption. Now, I said, determined to see this through. I've been with government, a prosecutor at one time, a vice mayor, congressman, then back to being mayor, and to where I am now. And all of these years, I could see the misery and feel the agony of the Filipino people. baka sa panahon ko, baka lang, maybe, just maybe during my time, I can institute mitigating measures. We cannot stop corruption. We are running a poor country, and the temptation really to go wrong is there, eyeball to eyeball every day sa ating mga tao. That is one. The second is itong war on drugs. If you recall, there was about this incident in Pulumulok. The policeman, by the way, sorry, I failed to mention, or did I? I'd like to greet the uniformed men of the PNP who are here, the officers and men of the Philippine National Police. Yung incident about 2 months ago, I think it was the PDEA with the police, they were celebrating after arresting for a successful operation. And habang nag-celebrate sila, well, they were in the midst of laughter and gaiety. There were about 2 men each with an M16 and sprayed bullets on them. And I was waiting for the official report of the PNP, and this is what I got, that they were killed because of the police operation conducted. It was partly, maybe, well, if it is not a revenge or to intimidate government, then what is it? And I was toying with the idea, it happened about 2 months ago, but of late, I was waiting for something more concrete. I have not yet signed the executive order, but I am inclined to call back the police and join again in the drug war. You know, believe me, it is destroying our government. And that is why I said, and for God's sake, I'm still trying to find out what is wrong with this statement vis-a-vis with the human rights. And I said, do not destroy my country because I will kill you. What is wrong with that statement? When I say you destroy my country, you not only destroy the young people with drugs, but you totally would like to obliterate the Filipino people. I cannot accept. I simply cannot accept it. And if I cannot control drugs, then maybe it is time for me to think about resignation. Pag hindi ko kaya ito, bababa talaga ako. Sabihin ko sa inyo. Why should I be there? Only for the noise. I do not need it. I have had enough accolades and praises all my life. As a matter of fact, including the presidency, it would be 40 years of clapping. I've never lost an election. Kaya kung hindi ko ito kaya, aalis ako. And I said, do not destroy the young of my country because they are the only assets that we have, the only wealth that we have. We are a poor country. We take care of our children so that maybe somehow, someday, they will take care of us in our old age. I'd like to address the media. I'd like to ask this question. We all work, private or public. And there's the retirement, and there's the gratuities and all. Considering the amount that you receive after you retire, even with government, do you think it will last you for 10 years? I just signed, well, I granted the petition of the senior citizens, increasing their medical, how much did it amount to? 1,000. How much do you spend now for the treatment of liver cancer, diabetes, and all? Now, just buying the medicine would last you something 2 years. And that would be equal to the amount that you receive from government. Yan lang. Well, how about the poor? How about the workers? How about those who cannot afford even the painkillers, at least to be comfortable in your dying days? Yan ang mahirap. Yan ang hindi naintindihan ng Pilipino. There are a lot, I tell you now, in Marawi, I caution the armed forces and the police na kung maaari lang, if it's possible, avoid destroying the shrines and holy places of our brother Muslims, because I had something at the back of my mind. And that is the 2,500,000 Filipinos working abroad to earn a living. Sabi ko, to do that inflame, we might, but then I called first the king of, the president of Qatar, and explained to them the situation, that we have been delaying this for about 2 weeks, and then it became 1 month, 2 months, and I said, well, it's time for you to understand, because the military is asking me, this cannot go on forever. And so, ano man magawa ko, isipin ko rin yung mga kababayan natin na baka pahirapan at baka gagantihan. And they would, just, so I had to balance everything before I said, sige, bahala na kayo. Do what is necessary to defeat the enemy. And it's very hard really to be when you are alone. You are number one, but you are alone in your worries and in your anxieties, fears, And as a matter of fact, the pain of seeing the briefer every day, the number of soldiers that are killed, and it pains me because I was the one who declared martial law, and I was the one who sent the troops to the mouths of hell. Kung gusto talaga man. Then here comes the bleeding heart. How many? Alam mo kasi itong mga human rights. Foreign, when they come here, itong mga the stupid ones, they would show number of killed, presumably extrajudicial killing. And this goddamn, whatever, EU, human rights of the United Nations, we'll just take it. The list is deaths allegedly by human rights violation. And they come here and lecture to us that, Duterte, this is a social problem, this is a health issue. Correct. But if you may care, you also show, if it's a social problem, ito yan. Why was he killed? For what reason? And what happened? What the hell went wrong? So you see there the Shabu, and you see there the mayors, and they keep on repeating the death of the 2 or 3 mayors. If they were killed because they were using their position as platforms to operate illegal drugs. And if you are a mayor or a governor, and I remind them the other night, there was this League of Cities, and I said, do not do it, because that would be tantamount again to destroying my country. I will not hesitate to kill you. But of course, in killing, I never ordered the police, I never ordered anybody in the military or in the police to shoot a man kneeling down with his hands behind his head or is stretched in surrender. It is always when the life of the law enforcer is in danger, when he himself believes that he will die if he does not take punitive actions. Go ahead, kill. That is your duty. What's wrong with that? Alang-alang magpakamatay ka. Look at this TV, yun sa magandang hapon. Look at this crazy, deranged high on Cebu. He was chasing everybody with a knife. Here comes a policeman in civilian clothes, but announced his authority and told him to stop. And when he did not, the policeman stood his ground. He tried to stop the policeman and grapple with the gun. And so he fell on the policeman. It was then that the policeman thought that he had to fire. So that is really an illustration of how things are being done. If the politicians should always, people judge best when they condemn. They would refuse even in face of documents and papers. They would still insist that, wala na tayong pakialam dyan. Kung ganon, if that is how you take things, then I'm sorry really. I'm sorry for you. But I will put a stake on this, my presidency, on graft and the law and order drugs. I have no choice. That is my commitment, and I will die doing it if I have to. Now, in the matter of, again, I'd like to go back to my proclamation. I cannot, I see why I should continue talking with them. And they're always drum beating about war. Well, go ahead. If you have been fighting for 50 years, this insurgency of the communists, you want to fight another 50 years? Fine. We have conceded to, I have ordered the release of about 30, 40 communist leaders from Muntinlupa. Now, I will consider the movement of the Communist Party of the Philippines as a terrorist group. And I am ordering those I have released temporarily to surrender or face, again, punitive actions. You have to go back where you belong. I released you because I thought it might help. Kung hindi makatulong, then you are undercutting me before the eyes of the Filipino people. You must be joking. You must be joking because I will go after you. And I do not really care whatever happens thereafter. And also, we have to be prepared. I said, in my time, you guys will have the best deal. The interventions that I have made after the battle, and I just released 500 million for interventions. And I said, you know how the bureaucratic grid works. May mga medisina kailangan. Ganun. And I have also ordered government to buy only the best sa prosthetics. Sabi ko yung titanium, and work hard so that they can run again, so they can go back to the mountains or the urban areas where we will fight. Okay pa nga, si Blade Runner, tumatakbo. Kaya lang, binaril niya yung magandang uyab niya. Gago. Sayang. African guy. Kaganda ng nandiyan na sa kanya. Walang pa ang ulol. Matagas pa, malakas tumakbo. Winner of contests. And you have a girlfriend as beautiful as... He kills her. Do not follow them. Stick to the beautiful things in life. But you will never be wanting police and military. I said, I just released them. I'm looking for, I have a proposal. Might take long po dito, but I will give you back your camps. I will surrender it to you, but do not sell it. I will only authorize you to lease it. Ngayon, kung you can have a common ground there somewhere in a different commands, pag nilease ninyo yan, billion yan. Then, Sunny Dominguez, the finance secretary, says that he will not, it will not work except na magtayo kayo ng sariling GSIS ninyo. Lahat ng pera na kikita doon sa lupa ninyo, ilagay ninyo doon. At is only good for benefits, sakit, maghiram ng pera para magbahay, sending your children to school. Do not be offended, but this is what I said. I want something big for the armed forces. I want to build, before I go out of service, I want to build a strong military armed forces, pati police. A nation which is weak, wala masyadong standard of soldiering and police, would be a weak nation. We'd always be pushed around. Just what they're doing now. The communists threatening us, then it comes the terrorism. That would keep us busy. That's what I'd like to remind you about. We are not over the hump yet. They will strike again, the terrorists. There will be virulent confrontations between the NPAs. Be prepared for that. But sabi ko, I will not allow a weak military or police. I will buy all the things that you would need, the tools that you have to use. I am not buying any more second hands, the hand-me-down thing. It's either I buy new ones, brand new, or I'll just have to wait for the money. But there are countries who are really bent on helping us also. So in the next few months, the guys behind me will be very busy. Some of them will have to go to the places that I would want to establish a facility for credit, and I will buy you the arms. I need to replace the firepower that you have, and you will have it. Do not be afraid to die. All of us will die anyhow. But take comfort that we in government have prepared for these eventualities. Your family will be protected. Lahat ng nabiyuda pag umpisa ng gera, pati police, the widows are working. They are now, almost all the widows are working in good. I do not want to, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth to say this. But your children will be protected. We will assume the responsibility. And that is why I want more money for you. Because whether you retire good or you die early, alam mo, anak ng mga sundalo, hanggang dyan lang. They cannot hope to be doctor, lawyers because of the long years and considering the expense. But if I give you those prime lands and you make something with your good sense, you will, parintahan mo lang yung lupa. Just what like yung Bonifacio ngayon. But that money is no longer there. I am not blaming everybody. But same arrangement, pero dito inyo na, bigay ko na kaagad. So it would be a trust fund until such time that Dominguez can work out something. Sabi niya, separate natin itong sundalo sa GSIS. Separate naman talaga yan eh. But that institution will take care of how to work. Para naman yung mga anak ninyo, at yung mga bright, gustong mag-doktor, aabot pa. Gustong mag-abogado, abot pa. That is a good 8 to 10 years. Pati abogado, 4 years AB, then sa law, 4 years, then 1 year waiting the bar. And preparing yourself to hang yourself under the tree because you failed. Hindi basta pa. Sus Mario Joseph, after 10 years, babagsak ka, let's Yun na lang. But I promise you, the continuity of life. You know, there's a primordial thing there. It's not because you die early. But if you have a married daughter or wife, you have a wife and married, a daughter or son ngayon, those are your connections to eternity. 100 years from now, I don't know what will happen to this camp. But we will see each other, although we do not know each other. Yung anak mong lalaki, anak mong babae will bear a child. Lalo na sundalo, minsan, ilang anak mo? 6. 6? Sabi ko doon huwag mo nang palabasin ito sa kampo. Gawin mo na yung gwardiya dyan sa Tigalista. 6. Kaya gano'n, yung anak mo, aanak yan. And your son will bear a son or daughter. Does not really matter in the name. What's in the name anyway? Tapos, future, yung anak mo maging lolo, and for all time, the continuity, that is, I said, the primordial thing inside your brain. And all of us. So I know your problem. First of all, it's really family. Then, you go out, and do you have the equipments, and whether it is sufficient or not. Yan ang trabaho ko, to see to it that you are sufficiently provided with enough tools to fight the war. That you can be as your own. Your 23 attack helicopters, ewan ko kung bakit hanggang ngayon wala pa. Maybe huminto yung utang yan ng... Well, I've been waiting for it. I'm hurrying. Where's the helicopters? Because I want you to be prepared if there is another offensive, either from the Communist Party, the NPAs, or the terrorism. But I will never allow them to. It's not in our system to allow them just to do their thing. Maybe I can promise them that what they do to the Filipino, I will do it to them. Ganyan lang yan. No such thing as hard and fast rules for me. You do what you want, and in return, I'll return the favor. Exactly the same, the one that you give me. And that is my assurance to the nation. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir, for that inspiring message.